Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without some tough rhymes to test you. I had to switch it up at the end because copyright shit. Can't do it exactly the same. But yes, yes, yes. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's another great episode for you. Wealth for generations in the house, in the his house. So you guys missed us last weekend, yeah? Yep. That's because we were doing guy stuff. Yeah, we were having fun, hanging out, talking about scratching our butts and farting and doing stuff like that, burping without covering our mouths. Video games, guy stuff. If you weren't there, you missed out. But if you're interested and you're in the Phoenix area ish, stay tuned because we're going to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you betcha. What do you think, James? Do you think we should do it again?
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely, man. It was pretty awesome, I must say. And like I said, if you didn't show up, man, you missed out. You missed out. It's
COD zombies.
yup, zombies, one shot zombies in the head, like all kinds of crazy stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
Battles with big black beetles, not blue beetle, but a big black beetle. It was trying to, I don't know what the heck that beetle was trying to do. It was on something.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that beetle was what?
Angry at the light. Yeah.
Angry beetle.
Yes.
But yes. Without any further ado, let's get into today's show. Let's get into the introductions. And right in front of me, like we do always, we got the reigning champ, the engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero.
Yes, sir.
How we doing today, sir?
Doing great. A little tired, but what can you do?
I think we all kind of feeling it today. I wasn't personally out there celebrating, but I was taking advantage of the holidays, I must say. And I think you had a little bit of celebrating yourself, right?
Yeah.
How'd that go? Did you get some firework viewing in and stuff like that?
There was actually fireworks like on our street, so I got to see it outside of my window.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I thought I saw some people like either wrapping it up or getting ready for like a second round when I went to leave, but I was out there on the grind doing that ride share stuff. You know what I mean? It was holidays, ride share go hand in hand, hand in hand. Don't drink and drive, people. Give me a call. Give me a call. You can pay me directly. I mean, maybe I don't know if Lyft officials are paying attention to that. Or anyway, I don't know. 4th of July, yeah. So hope everybody is getting to enjoy themselves this weekend, however you intend to enjoy yourself this weekend. However it is, whether you're out there all American flagged up and freaking doing what do they call it again? The beer bongs
Oh, yeah.
out at the lake, whether you're out there going hardcore 4th of July or you're just enjoying the fact that it's a 3-day weekend. Who knows, you might have one of those jobs where you get that extra day, but you might not celebrate. Hey, just enjoy the extra time however you like to enjoy the extra time. That's all I hope. So let's get into today's show though, man. It's kind of interesting. Because our whole existence in a sense runs off of this. And business wise, I feel like the last couple of years there's been a lot of changes to it. What I'm talking about is traditions. So not sure where all your minds are going, but there's certain traditions and things like that and business that people like to do, like for instance networking. That's probably always and forever going to be one. Networking. If you're a new business or new to the business industry and things of that nature, you want to go ahead and get some networking in. Cold calling. That might be one some of these younger entrepreneurs aren't totally familiar with. Cold calling or door knocking, things of that nature. But we're going to get into some of the things that are kind of fading off and some of the things that are still running strong. And we're going to get some insight from the younger generation a bit and see what they think is is what they see is staying, and what they think may be the reasons for some of the things shifting. But without any further ado, all right, y'all, welcome back to another Wealth for Generations, the place where we talk the old, the new, and sometimes the straight up wacky, because you know we got that wacky wealth segment for you. And we try to figure it out, man, together and build generational wealth the best way we can. And this isn't one of those podcasts for those wealthy people who are looking where to put their fourth million, where to invest into. This is for us people just trying to get it together and get our toe in the water. I'm talking about pocket change hacks, small debt things, all kinds of stuff that can set you up or set up your generation. Sorry, but today we're talking about business traditions. Some are still working better than ever. Others are disappearing faster than your battery on a Zoom call. And trust me, if you're not plugged in on that Zoom call, your battery's going down. It's going down. And we're about to break down why there's a few facts, and there's a few facts to prove them. So, timeless traditions. Let's start with the traditions that still crush it. Like I said, there's going to be some of these that no matter what happens, I feel like they will always be around. And one of those at the top, the tippy top, is word of mouth.
Mm.
That is such an old, that's ancient's grandparents right there. If there's something more old than ancient, that is the category word of mouth is in. Because I mean, you could even take it back to even before the Bible was written. How did they get these thoughts and these beliefs across? Word of mouth. You know, there was the gosh, in the middle ages, there was the not the jester, but the dude that used to, there was always the musical person of the village or the town, you know what I mean? That was the person that was telling the stories and letting you guys know of the heroic people, of the historic things that happened, all through word of mouth. But we're talking business though. So word of mouth marketing. Here's a fact for you. 92% of consumers trust recommendations from friends and family more than any other advertising. Meaning whatever you see on Facebook or on that billboard when you're driving by, most people, 92%, believe that word of mouth works better. Yeah. So that's why when your grandma is like, hey, try this skincare, you try that. You try it. I mean, you might not stick with it because it's probably a 40-year-old remedy and, you know, it might got like iodine and shit in it. But, you know, you might try it. You might try it. Another good one is bootstrapping, which might be a term that's a little different for some of you guys out there, but basically getting that circle, that family help. You know, a fact from 2022, 35% of small businesses start with less than $5,000, and a huge chunk of that comes from personal savings or family loans. So make sure you entrepreneurs out there, make sure you build a tight circle and water that bitch. Make sure it grows and you guys support each other, because when it's your turn, you're gonna need that support. Plenty of folks built their empire starting with a cousin's loan and just some good old fashioned prayer. Hope, faith, however it is. Community support and bartering. So these are my top three. I think that are like kind of, they're probably going to be around forever. We got word of mouth, your circle, family help, assistance of things that the things of that nature, and then that little bit of outside of your circle, the community support, that random person you met on the bus that you told your story to, and he was like, you know what, I vibe with that. How can I help you out? I'll come volunteer and do this, or I know this guy that knows that. Boom, let me link you guys up. That's that community support and that bartering. Sometimes you come across another fellow entrepreneur. He may be producing something that you use. You guys can come up with some type of bartering system, or maybe businessman to businessman, or businesswoman to business person to business person. Sorry, and you need a gift. I know Jess has done this plenty of times with people and bartered gifts around her products and vice versa. She's purchased gifts with her products. So more than 50% of small businesses rely heavily on local referrals and repeat customers. So just like when you're hanging out and your friend looks over and they're like, "Dang, dude, you're looking pretty chiseled these days. You been going to the gym or what?" You're like, "Yeah, man, I've been going to the gym and eating this bum ass sea moss by Elevated Souls."
Hmm.
A little plug right there. You like that? Y'all like that? You like that? Elevated Souls. They make delicious sea moss gel. Get you some now. Like now. You can call them now. So showing up in your neighborhood still pays off, people. Make sure you still stay involved with your community and things of that nature. Okay. Some these are some of the traditions that we are losing. And these ones, I didn't have any kind of specific position for these. These are ones I just looked out for to kind of present to you guys. Okay. So, all right, time to pour one out for some of the business traditions right here. I'm gonna pour one out for the homies. These ones are either done or like basically on life support. It's time to come say your last words. We got one of the ones I said: cold calling and door-to-door sales. Now, not back in my day, but my parents' day, man, ask them about door-to-door sales. I experienced it a little bit, but I'm talking about my parents were on the gosh, what was that knife? There used to be some knife I know that they used to do door to door. There was like a vacuum. Was it the Hoover? I think it was a Hoover vacuum. They used to do door to door back in the day. They used to do like Tupperware. Like dudes would just literally like load up the car, drive to the town next door, and you need a brand new Hoover vacuum.
Hmm.
Just like the I don't know if y'all all those people out there who are always on the online and stuff like that. There is still some people out there doing stuff like that because there's that one black dude. I don't know if you guys have seen him. You ever seen that dude, James? He's got like the slickest freaking sales. He's always got something to flip it. He's selling like some cleaner or something like that.
Oh, I know who you're
And he's
talking
like
about.
tall, lanky black dude,
I think,
and he's always got like these little like he's like a nursery rhyme
yeah,
person, dude. Like
basically.
every single line, everything he says is like a little rhyme. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, like back in the day, people used to literally do that door to door. Like
Hmm.
but it was a bigger thing. So we have studies here from, according to LinkedIn, less than 2%. It says less than 2% of cold calls result in a meeting these days. So, and I mean, it makes a lot of sense too, because first of all, I bet you it's a single percentage that's even getting through because how many people out here don't answer their phone if you ain't got that number saved? I'm guilty. If your number isn't saved and I'm not expecting a call, because I'll answer sometimes if I'm expecting a call and I know the number isn't saved. But if I'm not expecting a call from an unsaved number, you better leave me a voicemail and hope my voicemail box is empty or empty enough. But yeah, I don't. So there's that alone, and then yeah, just scammers just being caught and like it's just much of a more known thing. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like people are more sketchy about doing stuff over the phone nowadays. The next one we got is long-term apprenticeships. I feel like this one is in the middle, and so do these statistics. In 2019, there was a report that said 50% of young professionals prefer online courses and short-term certifications over traditional apprenticeships. Ugh, I got through it. I was stumbling, but I got through it. Those hurdles were high. I got through it. But yeah, man, in a world of so much instant gratification, you know, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. And some of the stuff too, it's like there's such a lack of a learning curve now. Like I was talking to somebody the other day about skating and how I mean it's always been a young demographic for skaters. But I watched this random, well, not random because was in the X Games and stuff like that, but it's random to me because I don't watch sports like that. But he was like 16 years old. I sent it to my buddy Casey. He was like 16-year-old kid. And if I could say, like, he probably ran a 97% perfect run on this skate, and he did tricks I have never seen in my life. In my life, he was 16. He was 16, and then a couple days later, I see this random like little clip of an interview or something like that. It's Tony Hawk and some little Asian kid, and he's like, "So, how long did it take you to learn how to do a 720 after you did a 360?" And the kid was like, like a day." And Tony Hawk was like, "What? It took me 14 years.
Yeah.
It took me 14 years to do that, to go from a 360 to a 720." But that's what I mean. Like, is it really needed? Is what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like the natural things, because we have these talented people and these people who excel above these things having kids, and then those talents naturally go into those kids, or the kids are exposed way earlier. Like, how many kids you see, like back in the day, there wasn't a lot of little boys in the kitchen. Like, as messed up as that might sound, I'm being totally honest. When I was young, boys weren't in the kitchen like that. Like, we weren't cooking. Like, we might do some ramen or some hot dogs or something like that, but little boys were not in the kitchen, at least not in my neighborhood when I was young. That was not a thing. But how many little little young man chef out here are there nowadays? You know, like, even my son thinks he can cook.
Yeah.
And I mean, for a 9-year-old, he kind of can. You know, he's got a little bit of skills. But I mean, it makes sense. So it says 50% of people. What do you think? Would you agree with that, James? That 50% of the younger generation prefer a little bit of a. They're not even saying like they don't want to do it at all. Just a little bit quicker, because they're saying like online courses, short-term certifications, opposed to like in the chef world. Traditionally, you're supposed to go like be an apprentice under a chef, do like 3 different cuisines, do like a year or two under each chef. So it's like a total. It's basically going to a university.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that like it really depends on like what you're doing. If it was like a
Mhm.
chef, I bet they would be doing the apprenticeship,
Yeah,
because
because
that's
there's a
hands-on.
lot of stuff too
Yeah,
to it.
exactly. But if they're doing something like video editing, which is like what I do,
Mhm.
I would honestly rather do an online thing, an online course than learn it in person,
Yeah.
because I can learn a whole lot more
Mhm.
online.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, and then that's as your generation too. You know, like, because and it's cool to be, I guess, a millennial in a sense. Excuse me, because we got exposed to the beginning and the end. You know, so I can understand how it can be more convenient to go on the digital side, but I can also understand how some of the like some of the supervisors and the management and the CEO, they still have that older mentality. And I don't have a problem with going back and forth to a certain extent. To a certain extent, I don't have a problem with going back and forth, because sometimes some of this digital stuff is. I'm finally getting a little old, and I got a learning curve on that stuff. I got to catch up to y'all on the digital stuff. But I'm not shy to putting in hard work, you know, and doing apprenticeships and things of that nature. Well, I don't know, at this age. I don't know if I want to do a full legit apprenticeship where you know you don't get paid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe if we have an adjusting pay apprenticeship, I might do that. But yeah, but it's like I said, it's about 50%, so that's still not bad. Troy joining trade associations. So we're talking like trade certifications, trade degrees, and things of that nature. So like electricians, plumbers, things of that nature. It says about 30% less since 2000. Um, I'm sorry, people. They don't give me the date the year that they took that. But since 2000, after some time in 2000, it dropped about 30%. The interest in trade jobs, which that one doesn't really surprise me either. You know, it's really it really makes sense, because you got to think, with the internet, all those new type of jobs probably equals about that 30% right there. You know what I mean? Being a digital marketer, being a there's definitely more interest in, just like what James said, being video editing and things of that nature. And in 2000, it wasn't as relevant, video editing and being a digital marketer and having influencers and things of that nature. So those are all newer jobs in a sense. Oh, this one, and I know I definitely don't do this one. I've maybe done it once or twice when I was in sales. Handwritten follow-ups. But I also want to chalk that up to the digital age. So this says handwritten follow-ups, but I would bet that we could even possibly put emails in this too.
Yeah.
But handwritten follow-ups, that is a no-brainer. I don't see anybody older or anybody younger than 35 trying to sit down and do handwritten follow-ups like, oh, thanks, Beth and Bill, thanks for coming in to see me the other day. It was great selling you guys that car. Let me know. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, no. Maybe an email or maybe a voice text or something, but
Yeah. Like a handwritten note, like that's just to be inconvenient, in my opinion. Like there's no other reason to do that.
And so it says, oh, this is talking about millennials though too. It
Mm.
says 13%, only 13% of millennials regularly send handwritten notes. So that means like I said, I'm not surprised. That's got to mean probably like 4% of Gen Z is
Mm.
doing it. If it's only 13 of my generation
Yeah.
is doing it, I'd say I'm probably shooting high at 4% maybe. But it says compared to 43, damn, 43% of baby boomers.
Damn, what?
So your great grandparents out there and your grandparents who still send you cards every year. I mean, they might not be writing out full messages still, but they're probably still signing the card for you and sending it. When was the last time you sent out a card? Physical card. I'm not talking about a digital card.
I can't even
Card,
remember.
invitation,
Like,
none, nothing, none.
oh my god.
Yeah, man. It's just different times, man. Different times, different times. And two, like you got to think about it too, though. Like, kind of thing that's a little inconvenient though about it is like, how you gonna put all your little emojis on there if you got to handwrite it? You know, sometimes emojis make the conversation that much better, just like cursing sometimes. You know. But that is gonna wrap it up for the wealthy wisdom segment of the day. And we're gonna roll right into the next gen thoughts. If you're not familiar with that, that's when we kind of converse with our engineer here, who seems to be slightly younger than I, and get his opinion on how things in the world are going. So, all right, y'all, time for next gen thoughts, where we let the young folks talk to us about what's going on. Quick overall, boomers built their businesses on personal connections, long apprenticeships, and trade groups. Millennials blended that with early digital marketing. Gen Z, now they're at a level where almost everything is automatic. We got building brands on social media. You wake up in your sweatpants and you make a couple $100 before noon. Um, and here's a stat: 70% of Gen Z, they say, prefer buying from brands that engage them on social media over in-person experiences. So we'll start it off with that one.
Wait, what'd you say?
This one was I'm gonna be 100% honest. This was strictly from ChatGPT, and the only reason I'm being 100% honest because they. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I misread it. I was gonna put them on blast because I didn't see the source.
Mm,
We got the sources from Global Web Index. So it said that
okay.
70% of Gen Z prefer buying from brands that engage them on social media over in-person experiences.
Mm,
So saying that like if you're scrolling around and you're a Gucci guy and you see that the brand is kind of interacting with you on social media, you rather go with that than go to Joe's luxury stuff down the street and have that in-person experience. What
yeah.
do you agree with that personally? I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
70% is a big number.
I feel like I agree with that though. I mean, like Because I don't know. I mean, if it's engaging on our social media and we're already, because we use that way more often, you know,
Mhm.
and like, what are the chances that we're gonna see Joe's luxury, you know,
Right, right,
like,
right, right.
so, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's yeah,
Yeah, I think yeah, I would agree too because I feel like too also kind of like you're saying it's a comfort thing or not a comfort convenience thing. You
mhm,
know, like you're saying, you're already on the phone. It pops up. Like, why would I put my phone down, go get dressed? Because you're probably chilling. You know, not necessarily
yeah,
that you're not dressed, but you're probably chilling something comfortable. Why
yeah,
would I put my phone down, go get dressed, put my shoes on, get in the car, drive when I could just be like, oh, damn, that looks dope.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And you order it online, like,
Yeah.
yeah, and that makes total sense.
So, if someone tried to teach you business the old way, cold calls, trade associations, handwritten thank you notes, but this is like this guy is super duper successful.
Hmm.
Okay, we're talking about like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk level of success,
Yeah.
not necessarily personality, success.
Mhm.
We're talking about this level of success. This guy wants to mentor you, but you got to do it the old school way. You got to do these cold calls. You got to do trade associations, handwritten thank you letters, go out and network. Would you think you would want to stay? Like, are you that passionate about? Because it would be for your industry as well. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I don't want to have it be like, well, if I don't like fishing and it's the world's best fisher, no, I'm not gonna do it. Like, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But if it's in your industry, this is the most successful person you can think of in your industry. Like, are you that passionate about it to be like, all right, I guess I'll fucking make these cold calls.
I mean, yeah, if he's, I don't know, if the guy knows what he's talking about, like
Hmm.
I'm gonna be following that because he knows better than me and he's obviously made it and I'm getting this information for free, you know? So I'm
That
gonna
part.
I'm gonna go for it, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of people would if they have that work
Hmm.
ethic in them. Like, I feel like there's definitely a lot of people out there, younger people out there in the workforce who lack the right kind of work drive. And I don't want to say any kind of number or anything like that. This is just going off of my personal experience in the workforce. And yeah, I feel like normally the younger people, it's like a middle ground. I feel like there's a certain like soft number because I feel like a lot of these people who are like, no, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth and put any numbers out there, but I'll just say people who are under 40, because I am 40. People under 40, there's a good number of them who just don't have that same kind of work ethic. It's I feel like that's one of the things in business that's kind of going down.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of, even though I don't really fully get into this right now, this is gonna be a whole nother story, but I think that has something to do with the way Americans as a whole, our sense of entitlement has leveled up fucking crazy.
Hmm.
Crazy. But I digress now. We're
Hmm.
going to other things. um so does all this automation make business less personal or just more efficient? What do you think, in your
um,
opinion?
Both.
Both.
Yeah. I think it in a lot of ways like it makes it feel like if you're going into like a corporate setting in a business, you're just a cog in a machine and that's all they really see you as. Um and it's also, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like easier to get in either
Mhm.
cuz like I don't know. I feel like a lot of it's just a lot easier to like it's a lot easier to put in applications and stuff and
Mhm.
like reach them, but everybody's doing it.
Mhm.
So it's a lot harder to get selected nowadays,
Yeah, yeah.
especially if you don't have a degree, which is, what people are saying in the comments here. Like, if you don't have a degree, like, you don't even get looked at, you know?
Yeah.
And
See, that
Yeah.
makes me wonder if I haven't been out looking for jobs in a while, but one of my tactics, like it says, like us millennials, we kind of merge it.
Mhm.
So I've always been one to merge that. Whenever I've been out for looking for jobs, I'll start looking on the internet and email them or submit online applications and everything like that. But my tactic I would always also go in with a resume
Yeah.
and then present myself, let them know that I did the application.
Mhm.
Here's my resume. Here's my name. Is there like, can I give this to a manager? Can I give this to a GM? Or like, just try to make it basically the idea of it is try to do something to stand out from those 150 applications they
Yeah.
just got online in one day.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But no, I get it because I don't have a degree myself, so I know it can
Mhm.
be a little daunting and a little difficult sometimes. But that's where we come to the crossroads though, because it's like there's half of the people out there don't want to do any apprenticeship or anything
Mhm.
like that, and that I feel like in a sense that is titled not titled but tied into getting a degree in a sense,
Yeah.
because an apprenticeship is a hands-on learning experience, but
Mhm.
getting a degree is still getting the knowledge and still gaining the experience. So it's in a sense almost like an apprenticeship.
Mhm.
Oh shit! Except for, man, my brain just be going sometimes. But except for the fact that you got to pay for school, so
Yeah.
technically it's not a fucking apprenticeship at all
Yeah.
because you're paying for that shit. But anyways, but yeah, no, I get it, guys. I get it. Yeah, it is difficult with a degree. I or without a degree. I agree. Um, so you can hit. It says you can hit 1 million people with ads, but does that build the loyalty? And this is kind of tying
Mm.
into the automation thing.
Yeah.
So, with the world being able to have the option to automate so many things, it's saying you can hit 1 million people with ads, but does that build any type of loyalty? What do you think?
Um, I think, I mean, it depends on like what the advertisement is saying, because like,
Hmm.
you know, if it's an advertisement for like, uh, let's just say, I guess Balenciaga, or I mean, actually, they don't even do advertisements. But
Hmm.
like some other luxury brand, like if it's like just soulless and like they only care about like, you know, getting people to buy it, then that doesn't, I don't think that builds loyalty.
Hmm.
But if they're making it like, and making it so that you feel like you want to buy it and like special, and like they're actually
Hmm.
marketing it towards a certain type of people, that's gonna be what builds the loyalty.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. The consistency of whatever they're trying to the consistency of being in a certain demographic is kind
Yeah.
of what you're saying. It
Yeah.
can build the loyalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Okay, I see. Um, so you personally, after a big purchase, say you went out and bought your first brand new car, right? Would you rather get a handwritten thank you or an automated email?
Mm,
I feel like this is kind of like a loaded question too.
yeah. I mean, like a handwritten thank you, like I honestly, like personally don't really care, but if I got a handwritten thank you, I would feel a lot more
Hmm.
appreciative because it's personal.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. And it's crazy too because it's like I bet we would, being on the receiving end of it, we would all feel way more appreciated and way more um in a personal situation of it, to have, because it's like, dang, you took the time to sit down and write this letter, even if it is
Hmm.
just like a thank you, James. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah.
Like just as simple as that, But it's like, dang, all right, cool. Dude's pretty cool. He took the time to actually, like, he might actually care about his customers. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Opposed to being thank you for your purchase. Hope you come back. Please do not reply. This is an automatic thing or
Message.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, cool. They just want to let me know that they sort of appreciate that they sold something.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
but um, but yeah, man. Like, but who wants to really sit down and write letters? Like if you're
Yeah.
really like as a car salesman, you know, and actually if you're one of those top notch guys, you might not even have time. Like if you're banging out cars like that, you're not gonna have time to write all those letters and stuff. But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I would rather get a thank you,
Hmm.
a handwritten for sure.
Yeah. No, I honestly like I see the days where they're gonna start using ChatGPT to write those and like make it
Mhm.
personal. Like,
Right. I mean,
yeah.
you could definitely and still make it personable because you can tell like ChatGPT exactly what you wanted to do.
Hmm.
You like right because you can have it set up in a way where you have your standard thank you, but then every time you send it, it'll be like James with the green shirt, girlfriend, dog,
Yeah.
just moved 2 weeks ago, and then you just put your template in with those key points, and then it can bust out. I'm like, oh, thank you, James. Your dog was beautiful. Welcome to the city. Like little stupid things, and then you're all like, oh, it's all personable. Like, no, no, it's
Uh-huh.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, last question here for the segment.
All right.
Is there any old school traditions you'd actually like to bring back if they meant building stronger business relationships?
Um, let me see. What were all the old
Yeah, I was
school
trying to
things?
go back real quick.
Yeah.
Um, some of the ones that are dying out are cold calling,
Hmm.
door to door sales, long term apprenticeship, trade associations, handwritten follow ups. Um, what else?
I mean, hmm. I think like honestly like cold calling or door to door sales, like that shit's been going down, but like it definitely builds more of like a personal relationship with your customer,
Mm-hmm.
especially like if you have a representative that's showing face and like, like swears by the product and like,
Mm-hmm.
gets you to actually care about it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I would agree with that one. That's a good one, definitely. I would say too, like with that, with the door to door thing too. I feel like this is another one where I want to be nice to us.
Mhm.
Like we, I don't want to get canceled. Don't cancel me, people. But we got to be nicer. Can we be nicer to each other? Because I guarantee if there weren't so many no soliciting or people coming out with an attitude before the salesman can even say anything, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even the fact that, I mean, this is true. I don't want to go door to door right now in 104 degrees,
Mhm.
but I also damn for sure don't want to go door to door thinking that any one of these people are going to get in my face nose to nose and want to fight me because I'm trying to go door to door.
Yeah.
And that's how crazy people are nowadays, man. Like they'll get in your face and be like, no, I mean, you know, technically they got the no soliciting, so you're not supposed to do it. That's
Hmm.
cool. But that doesn't give you the right to want to punch me in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That's like you wanting to get out of your car and punch this less fortunate person in the face because they're standing on the curb asking for some money. You don't want to be solicited, right? They're soliciting you when you pull up to the light and they're asking for money,
Mhm.
but you're not getting out of your car trying to punch them in the face, right? I mean,
Exactly.
make it make sense. When you're at the gas station, you're like, hey man, can I wash your windshield over? You gonna punch that guy in the face? He's soliciting. And he's actually trying. He's not just asking for money. He's actually trying to do a job for you.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But it's crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy. But yeah, I would agree, door to door, cause that trying to bring back that black dude.
Hmm.
Like if you're charismatic, and that's the thing too, it takes a special kind of person to go door to door.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
it takes a special kind of person to do sales, but to do door to door, that's a whole nother motherfucker right there.
Hmm. Yeah.
But if you can be charismatic and cool and do your thing like that dude that does the cleaning shit, I need to figure out his
Hmm.
name.
Yeah.
and try to because I feel like it's bad that I'm just calling him that dude, that tall, lanky black dude. I know somebody in the
Yeah.
comments know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me know. But he be selling the cleaning stuff. He's even rolled up on celebrities and sold them.
Yeah.
But
Annalie Chapa.
he do what?
He went up to Annalie Chapa while
Yeah.
he was in a music video and he started like cleaning the car in the background.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing too. Like that's what I mean. Like you got to be another type of person like that. Like a car salesman ain't gonna do that. Ain't gonna walk
Yeah.
onto a fucking video set and be like, "Yo, I see you got this Mustang. I just brought you the brand new one.
Yeah.
You want to buy it fresh off the lot? I got you." Like they ain't hustling like that. Door salesman, you gotta be a hustler. You gotta be a hustler. All you drug dealers out there trying to get right, go to door sales.
Yeah.
You're still out on the block. Now you're
Yeah.
out there legally. Sign up with that tall, lanky black dude. Have him train you. Get you some cool rhyming stuff like him, work on some poetry. And boom, man, all y'all just do some door-to-door sales. Have you cleaner than a I don't know. I can't do it right now, but he be coming up with cool ass shit.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Like, and I used to rap. I used to freestyle, and I can't even I'm impressed by him sometimes.
I know he's nasty at freestyling.
Right? I bet you he don't even freestyle though. He probably just talks and it's still nasty. Like
Yeah.
like a pimp almost.
Yeah. Oh my
god. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for next gen thoughts. Next, we're rolling into the wacky wealth. So let's get a little wacky, people. This is the segment where we talk about the weirdest business tradition or the weirdest tradition, the weirdest stuff. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a DJ. Yeah. But yeah, let's get some examples of some wacky stuff. In the 1800s, traveling salesmen carried trunks of fake testimonials.
Oh.
So sorry, Hoover hustlers, throwing out your secrets. So yeah, when Tom came up to your house in 1984 to sell you those Hoover vacuums, and they're like, Beth just bought a whole set down the street, and she said she loves it. There's no Beth down the street, probably.
No.
There's probably no Beth at all.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a cool one. Back in the day, I don't know if this is still 1800s or what, but it was a time to be around. Maybe not for me, but for those people. Some general stores gave out free whiskey shots to loosen you up to spend more. True. Maybe Costco and Sam's Club taking some notes from them. Cobbler shops literally held your shoes hostage if you didn't pay. I'm not even sure what that is. Like, is that like peach cobbler? No, like a shoe shiny. What the heck is a cobbler shop?
Cobbler shop.
Yeah, that's what it says. That's what I get for skimming over my notes, huh?
Oh yeah, it is a shoe.
Is it a shoe shop? Okay. Oh, it's like a repair shop.
Yeah.
Shoe repair shop. Okay. My bad. I'm not from the 1800s. I don't know all the terms. Shoot, or however old that is. So if you had to, James, which one of these you bringing back? The fake testimonials, the free whiskey shots, or you holding your customers' stuff ransom for pay? So you ain't gonna pay me? Give me your car keys.
Damn. I mean, like,
give me them shoes.
I feel like that's like it could be so corrupt if we just brought that shit back. Like, no. I think whiskey shots.
Whiskey shots?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I mean, I'm not a big whiskey man, but if they're free,
hell yeah.
I might try a shot or two, maybe. But yeah, man, whiskey shots, that would be fun. I don't know if that would make me necessarily spend more.
Yeah.
Might make me turn my hat around. Hello, I was not here just a second ago. Oh, there was another black guy. He's over there behind the wall.
Yeah.
That you can't see through. I think that one was named Elijah. My name is Jeff.
Yeah. Pull up with the fake nose glasses. With the fucking mustache.
Right, I'm gonna go get my sunglasses from the car. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So listeners out there, if you guys are familiar with any wacky, random, weird business traditions that are either gone need to be gone, or just forming, let us know. You can hit us up in the comments right now if you're live with us chilling, or you can always hit us up on the social media later on. You can find us on Facebook. The page is Wealth for Generations, and you can watch the rerun at your leisure. But that is going to wrap it up for the Wacky Wealth. And that means we rolling into the last segment of the show. Is one of my favorites. It's one of your favorites. It is the We Building Boy. Yes, yes, yes.
There we go.
Almost forgot that. So let's roll into the commercial real quick. And then we got a quick We Building Boy.
All right.
Yes, yes, yes. Make sure to tune in, follow, like, share that Wealth for Generations page. We got YouTube, we got Instagram, all of that. Follow, like, share, 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 share. Big shout out to our two main sponsors we got right now. If you are interested, we have more open slots for you and you, all y'all. Hit us up if you need a spot. But we got Habari Entertainment / Habari Live. Make sure to like, follow, share on all social platforms. You can find Habari Entertainment, Habari Live, and they also have the Habari Entertainment website. Check that out as well. And last but not least, also check out our other sponsor, Elevated Souls. You can get handmade crystal jewelry. You can get CMOS, fresh pressed juice. Make sure to hit them up. You can find them on the social of medias, Facebook, Instagram, all that jazz. Um, and we gotta almost forgot. I gotta get that. We gotta get that commercial finished up or saved up. Well, I was gonna use one of the ones I think you shot already that they shared,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put it on here for the I think it was Stardust.
Mm-hmm.
You did one for Stardust already, right? Yeah. So I want to make sure I get that on as soon as possible because you guys can go. They are in 2 different stores right now for any of your handmade crystal jewelry by Elevated Souls. Excuse me. One of the locations is Stardust and Sage, which is within the Archwood family. They are off of 7th Street and Roosevelt-ish area in the art district over there. And then, do you remember what the other store was?
Farm to Pharmacy in
Farm
Chandler.
Farm to Pharmacy in Chandler. So all you East Side Phoenix area people, Farm to Farm Pharmacy. You can check out some jewelry there by Elevated Souls as well. And then secondly, uh we have our nonprofit mention, Ripple to Wave. Yes, yes, yes. First and foremost, they are always looking forward to more volunteers donating and sharing the page and the social medias. Promote, promote, promote. Yes, yes, yes. But Ripple to Wave, they are thrilled to share that the Phoenix team is launching their very first official back to school supply drive for the entire month of July. All school supplies collected will be donated to a local school in need to help give the kids the tools they need to thrive this upcoming school year. We're inviting our community to join us and make a difference. If you'd like to donate or if your business wants to partner with Ripple to Wave by collecting supplies or serving as a donation drop-off location, please contact them through the social medias. I don't know if you saw the first flyer, but that has all their social media contacts on there. The Instagram, the Facebook, and the website. You can contact them through there for more details. The website is www.ripple the number 2 wavefoundation.org. Okay, and this is this is for the month of July, back to school. We all know how it's been out there financially for everybody. So if you can help with these kids, the youth is the future. you know if I'm ever gonna give out money to something, it's gonna be for the kids. Sometimes I'll be like, screw these adults, man. You 40 something years old, bro. You 50 something years old. You made some bad choices, bro. You made some bad choices. Sorry. But yeah, man. Ripple the wave. Make sure to shout them out. And even if you can't financially contribute to the drive and you want to support, sharing the info is helpful as well. So if you want to find them on social media and just share the info, who knows? Somebody connected to you might be in a fortunate position to help, or a business might see them. A business that's connected to you may see, and they may be able to open their doors, open to a drop-off location or what have you. So make sure to reach out to them. Mr. Anthony Freeman of Ripple to Wave is who you want to talk to, as far as I know. Maybe get to him first, and then he'll let you know who he's going to have appointed as the contact for that. But that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for the show today, ladies and gentlemen. Last thing, just remember, 92% of people still trust word of mouth more than any ad today. 92 people. 71% want brands to connect personally. So if you got a chance to do that pop-up, do it. You ain't got to be out there every weekend. But 71% of people want brands to connect personally. Reply on your social media. Make it personable. Hey, if you were listening, you got a Chat GPT cheat code too just a bit ago. If you was paying attention, you dropping them gems like when Zelda dies. And no matter what your generation, whether you're old school or new school, trust and relationships still build wealth that lasts. So just be trustworthy and be relatable. That's all you gotta do. It's that easy. But we're gonna wrap it up. Let's get a round of applause for our engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for being here and being able to hold it down and give us that insight from the next gen. We appreciate you around here.
Awesome.
And then we got another applause, and that's for you guys out there, supporters, all you people out there liking, sharing, commenting, whether it's good or bad. I don't care whether it's talking about something that's not even related to us. Because, yeah, I saw some of y'all talking about political stuff still. Wrong show, bro. Wrong show. You're late for Habari Live. But anyways, I still love the views. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, the likes, the share, the comments, whatever it may be. But on that note, peace.